First step is you want to put your name on a piece of tape on the bottom of your board. Show that to me, then I will give you grip tape. Just double check to make sure that the grip tape is going to cover your board. If it is, then you want to take the paper off the back. You need someone to help you. So one person starts in one corner, one person starts in the other corner, and take the paper off the bottom. And carefully take that off. And you'll meet somewhere in the center. Unless one person is a lot faster, then you can just take his. Take it all down. You're going to need to use that in a future step, so don't throw that away yet. Now you're going to take the corners and flip it over. And you don't want to set it right down because you don't want to have part of the board showing. So you want to make sure that it's covering the whole board before you gently put it down. Then what you want to do with your hands is just kind of get it stuck to the board. Try to get it so there's no bubbles. Long boards, it's a little easier because you have a flat. Short boards have curves, so it's a little harder to get all the bubbles out. If you rub this with your hands are going to get all bloody because this is rough. So that's where you use that. Put that on top. And just push it down the best you can. Push it down. Make sure it gets along the edge too. Return this to me. If you return this to me, what am I going to give you? Screwdriver. We want to know where you're going to cut. This will show you where you're going to cut. You rub along the edge, and that's where the edge of the board is, and that's when you're going to cut. You want to try to rub this until it almost gets through to the board. What you're trying to do is take off the grit. It's a lot easier to cut through paper than paper and sandpaper. So try to cut. Rub it. So it almost goes all the way through to the board. You want to do that all the way around. Since this is Rick's, I'm going to have him do the rest of it. But you want to have this all the way around your board. Then, once you're done, you're going to hand this to me and you're going to get what?
A box cutter.
Box cutter. When you're cutting, you do not want to cut straight up like this. You want to have it at an angle. So we're trying to cut right in the center of where you scraped it. It's easier to pull this towards you than pulling it away from you. Since you're pulling towards you, you want to keep control. The slower you go, the straighter this is going to cut. This is not a saw, this is a blade, so don't go up and down. You just want to pull it towards you. So you're going to stick it through the bottom. Then you're going to pull it slowly toward you. You're going to try to keep the knife in between where you scraped it with the screwdriver. It's easier to cut straight than the curve, so on the curves you're just going to go a little slower. You're going to have leftover grip tape. You need to keep some of this. Some of this is going to help you on the next step. So tape it so it's not sticky. So it's just sandpaper. So you're going to keep some, and I'm going to give you a file. What you're trying to do is you want a straight line here. If there's little bumps where you didn't cut exactly straight, I did a pretty good job, but it's a little off here. So what you do is you sand it a little bit. That will get rid of some of it. File will get rid of the rest of it. You want a nice straight line all the way around. So like this part right here, I would file a little bit, and maybe sand a little bit. Then maybe file a little bit more, and eventually it will be straight.